You have seen people in cities living in overcrowded juggies, hut. Have you wondered what their lifestyle would be? At the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe poverty line, explain the causes of poverty, state various anti-poverty measures. Shanti is a maid in Sheetal's house. Let us see her lifestyle in the city.
Shanti, you look sick. Go to the doctor and take rest for few days.
Ma'am Sahab, I do not have enough money to go to the doctor. I have to save for my children's fees.
This is the story of most of the rural family. Look at this old couple.
I hope Ramu brings some money. There is no food.
The two situations show the life of poor people. The state of being extremely poor is poverty. What do we infer from these pictures? These two cases illustrate many dimensions of poverty. It shows that poverty means hunger and lack of shelter. It is a situation in which parents have difficulty sending their children to school, or a situation where sick people cannot afford treatment. It also means lack of clean water and sanitation facilities and lack of regular job at a minimum decent level. This shows that poverty is nothing but sense of helplessness. Often because of this, poor people are in a situation in which they are ill-treated at almost every place, in farms, factories, government offices, hospitals, railway stations, etc. How do we know that a person is poor? A person is considered poor if his or her income or consumption level falls below a given minimum level necessary to fulfill basic needs. This minimum level of income is called poverty line. Each country uses imaginary line that is considered appropriate for its existing level of development and its accepted minimum social norms. Do you know how we determine poverty line in India? In India, physical quantities like food, clothing, education, medicine, etc. are determined and then multiplied by their prices in rupees. Estimating poverty line for food requirement is based on desired calorie requirement. The monetary expenditure per capita needed for buying these calorie requirements in terms of food grains is revised periodically, taking into consideration the rise in prices. This table shows that there is substantial decline in poverty ratios in India from about 55% in 1973 to 26.1% in 1999. What do you understand from this graph? The proportion of people below poverty line is also not same for all social groups and economic categories in India. Social groups which are most vulnerable to poverty are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe households. Apart from these social groups, there is also inequality of incomes within a family. What kind of inequality do you think it is? Women, elderly people, and female infants are systematically denied equal access to resources available to the family. Therefore, women, children, especially the girl child, and old people are poorest of the poor. Although state-level poverty has witnessed a secular decline from the levels of early 70s, the success rate of reducing poverty varies from state to state. The graph shows Orissa and Bihar continue to be the two poorest states with poverty ratios of 47 and 43% respectively, along with nominal poverty rates in states of Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir. Can you name the states who have less poverty? Kerala, Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and West Bengal have taken measures to control poverty. Can you think of measures involved in the reduction of poverty? States like Punjab and Haryana have traditionally succeeded in reducing poverty with the help of high agricultural growth rates. Kerala has focused more on human resource development. In West Bengal, land reform measures have helped in reducing poverty. In Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, public distribution of food grains could have been responsible for the improvement. The proportion of people in developing countries living in extreme economic poverty, defined by the World Bank as living on less than $1 per day, has fallen from 28% in 1990 to 21% in 2001. Number of poor in China has come down from 606 million in 1981 to 212 million in 2001. In the countries of South Asia, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, despite decline in the percentage of the poor, the number of poor has declined marginally from 475 million in 1981 to 428 million in 2001. The graph here shows that in sub-Saharan Africa, poverty raised from 41% in 1981 to 46% in 2001. Latin America remained the same, whereas poverty resurfaced in some countries like Russia, where officially it was non-existent earlier. To understand better, here is a table that shows the proportion of people living under poverty in different countries as defined by the International Poverty Line, means population below $1 a day. What are the causes of poverty in our country? One historical reason is the low level of economic development under the British colonial administration. The policies of the colonial government ruined traditional handicrafts and discouraged development of industries like textiles. The high growth rate of population. The two combined to make the growth rate of per capita income very low. The failure at both the fronts, promotion of economic growth and population control, perpetuated the cycle of poverty. Though with the spread of irrigation and the Green Revolution, many job opportunities were created in the agriculture sector, but the effects were limited to some parts of India. Why there was not enough opportunities in agricultural sector? Major policy initiatives like land reforms, which aimed at redistribution of assets in rural areas, have not been implemented properly and effectively by the government. Thus, lack of land resources causes poverty in India. Are there other causes of poverty too? The industries, both in public and the private sector, provided some jobs, but these were not enough to absorb all the job seekers. Can you think of the result of this? In the absence of many job opportunities, many people moved to cities to work as constructors, rickshaw puller, street vendor, etc., and started living in slums in the outskirts of cities. Also, in order to fulfill social obligations and needs, poor people borrow money and later unable to repay. Thus, high level of indebtedness is both the cause and effect of poverty. Some of the schemes against poverty introduced by the government are National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (NREGA) in 2005. The Act provides 100 days assured employment every year to every rural household in 200 districts. 1/3 of the proposed jobs would be reserved for women. Under this program, if an applicant is not provided employment within 15 days, he or she will be entitled to a daily unemployment allowance. National Food for Work program is a scheme open to all rural poor who are in need of wage employment and desire to do manual unskilled work. Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana and Rural Employment Generation Program, launched in 1993 and 1995 respectively, aims to create self-employment opportunities in rural areas and small towns. These schemes are introduced by the government to assist poor families looking after their health, education, job by organizing them into self-help groups. Despite the progress, poverty reduction remains India's most compelling challenge. Hopefully, we will be able to provide minimum aid in terms of only income, but we still have to face bigger challenges such as providing health care, education and job security for all, and achieving gender equality and dignity for the poor.